Thank you everyone for listening to the final episode of 2025. It's great having you along for the ride. But I'd like to run something past you all. Have you ever taken a job where even before you start, something just didn't feel quite right? Like nothing obvious, nothing you can particularly put your finger on, but just a gut feeling that things aren't going to turn out. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. Well, that's what happened to me recently. And what's interesting about this one, like it isn't really about the client, it's how I handle things differently this time to what I've done in the past. And I've been thinking about the job a lot since it happened. Not because it blew up or turned nasty, but it actually tested my professionalism to see whether I really approach things from a professional way from start to finish. And particularly if things get a bit uncomfortable, you know what I mean by that? When things just don't seem to be gelling. And it tested another thing too, which I thought was pretty interesting, is tested whether I listen to my instinct, listen to your gut. Now, some people say you shouldn't do that, but this tested whether I would listen to that or not. So when I got to the quote, I'm going to call the client Nora to protect all identity. So when I got there at the quote, I just had this familiar gut feeling that I've had before. And here's the interesting thing. I did listen to it. And I didn't listen to it by walking away, which I could have done, but I did something what I've learnt to do over the years. And it's to do with pricing. Like I priced into this job what I half jokingly call a PITA fee, P-I-T-A. You worked it out? Pain in the, yeah. A PITA fee buffer. Now, I didn't do that for the work itself, but more for the experience, the overall experience. The extra communication, any emotion that might be evident there. Maybe there's going to be friction. Yeah, you get what I'm talking about? Yeah. And sometimes that PITA fee puts people off. And honestly, I'm okay with that because I don't need the added pressure or emotional stuff that people sometimes put on you. And I'm happy to walk away if I feel that it's not going to really gel with me. Now, of course, other times people accept the quote. And so I take that as a signal that I priced the risk appropriately. And of course, in this case with Nora, she accepted the quote. So a few weeks later, I get there and the work went fine. There was a few tricky louvers. It was a double-story home, wasn't too out of the ordinary. And there were some fiddly bits with those louvers, but I followed my process. And at the end of the job, I said to her, hey Nora, can you come and inspect the job? So she walked around, she had a look, and she said she was happy. Except for one small issue. When I'd lifted out a window to clean the external, I caught the corner of the frame on the kitchen sill and put a mark in it. So I promised that I'd pull back and fix that up. That's the least I could have done. So at that point, I get in the car thinking, yep, that's all good. She's going to pay, all done. You're not going to believe it. A few hours later, my phone buzzes. She's found an issue on a window frame. There's some dirt on a window frame. Now, if you deal with it logically, But let's just talk about it logically. Nothing stacked up because the windows were clean. But here's the thing, while I was there, the gardener turned up to do some gardening, gets out his big blower, blows all the leaves and debris that's on the front driveway, totally covered my car. And of course, there's the dust that's on the frame of the window that I cleaned. But of course, in this situation, we're not talking logic. That wasn't the point anymore. The tone of the client had now changed. So she was holding back payment until everything was perfect. Everything was fixed, the frame was clean. Well, what do? I organised the time to go back and sort all that out. But every option I gave her got deflected. No, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. And so then the penny dropped. Hey, this isn't about the work anymore. No. So here's the different thing. Back in my early days, I would have jumped into the Mr. Fix-It mode. Explain everything, appease everything, the customer's always right. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So in other words, smoothing things over with an emotional approach. This time I didn't. This time I just stopped, made a coffee, sat down and thought, what does professional look like here? And this is where I did something completely different that I hadn't done before, and that is use my good old mates, AI. Do you like AI? My good old mate AI. Use ChatGPT to help me draft the response. Now, it's not that I didn't know what to say, because as you know, I've been in the business for a long time and I could pretty quickly figure out what to say. It wasn't that, it's what I didn't want it to say was the key. I didn't want the frustration that is there. I didn't want the defensiveness. I didn't want emotion bleeding into the message. So my ChatGPT bot, side point, did I tell you that my wife has designed for me my own GPT in ChatGPT? It's designed to help me with my podcasts, with my email, and I use it all the time to be able to draft and curate really good stuff to help me with my communication. So I got my bot onto this job and it helped me to be able to communicate really calmly. So it didn't replace my judgment, didn't come up with its own approach. It literally supported it. So I told the bot the whole story, explained what I was wanting to accomplish, and I came up with a really good, clear email that I would send. So what I did then was in the email, adjusted the job back to what it would be without the P to V, without the paint, that one, and made it reasonable for her, for me. And I said, basically, we're going to reduce it to this much. That's the end of the relationship. You can look after that repair. We're done. No drama, no back and forth, just a clarity on what the next steps would be. I wasn't expecting it to escalate. I just thought it would be done. And when she got the email, she just reacted emotionally and paid the full bill, including the P to fee. And then, of course, when she settled down, she read my email again and thought, hang on. So she went back to, and her bank contacted me and said, we want the money back, the whole lot. So, do I dig in? That was my decision to make. Do I stay steady on the course that I've started on? And honestly, I was prepared to walk away. I thought, it's not worth it. Like I was reading in Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, where he said that some money is just blood money. It's not worth earning. You just walk away. for your own peace of mind. And I was prepared to do that with this client. But here's something really interesting that happened that I didn't expect. After I gave her the refund, I had sent her a reminder, sent the email again with the adjusted invoice. And believe it or not, she paid the adjusted invoice. Couldn't believe it. There was the amount that I had asked for, which was the original amount minus the PETA fee, in the bank. No argument, no final messages, payment, got closure. So I sat with this one for a bit and thought about it and thought, as you've probably experienced, every difficult client leaves a lesson or two that we can learn if we're prepared to look for it. So with Nora, this is what stood out to me. Firstly, that instincts matter. It's really important to listen to the gut feeling when it's yelling at you, because experience gives you that gut feeling for a reason. When we're early on, we don't get the senses so much, but later on in life, that experience really gives you the feeling, and it's worth listening to. The second thing I've learned is that pricing isn't just for the work, the physical cleaning of a window, washing it down, squeegeeing it off, whatever method you're using. It's not just about the labor, it's about the experience. It's about the communication, it's about the emotional energy that is there in that relationship that we're developing with the client. So that's why I add that buffer. If I sense that this could be difficult, I add that pricing buffer. And when things are worthwhile or there's circumstances, it may be then the fair outcome is to remove that buffer. And the third thing I learned, which I thought was really interesting, was that I didn't try to emotionally rescue the situation. Younger Duncan would have carried the stress. I would have got frustrated. It would have been evident to my wife, to friends, that I was stressed about that job. This time I didn't. So to me, that's growth. And I've come to this really interesting conclusion that most difficult jobs aren't really about the work. I think back to another difficult job who gave me a 1-star review, which is another story for another day. It wasn't about the work because the work was quality. It's about control. They're anxious about something. They're stressed about something. Sometimes it's perfectionism, which someone said to me, or did I read it somewhere? Perfectionism is fear dressed up in a tuxedo. So once I saw that, and once I understood that, things started to make sense with difficult clients. They're carrying something that's got nothing to do with me. When I understand that, it stops me trying to fix people, trying to fix the situation. The best thing to do is just manage it professionally. And that shift alone minimizes my stress when dealing with difficult clients. Being prepared to walk away. So for anyone who's listening to this podcast right now, you've probably got your own Nora on your schedule right now. That difficult client that never seems to be happy. They cancel on you, they postpone on you, they mess up your schedule, they whinge about things that they have no reason to whinge about. So here's a framework that I've put together that just might help with these things. And I'd really love your feedback on this. The first thing to do is just pause. Do your best not to respond emotionally. Get clarity in your mind as to what's fair, not what's perfect. Not that the customer is always right, because they're not, just what's fair. And as I learned with Nora, communicate once and have a clear communication, which is why written communication is so much better than just oral, because you have a record of what you said to the person. And that's why I love using AI. I love using ChatGPT, that part of AI, to help me stay level-headed and to communicate. So having that GPT designed for me has been such a blessing to help me with my communication. And the final thing, just to reiterate what I said earlier, the importance of being willing to walk away. Peace of mind is part of being professional, and you don't want stuff like narky clients to rob you of your peace of mind, because that affects your family, it affects your friends, and they don't need to have you in that state of mind. They want you in a peace of mind state. So be willing to walk away from clients who rob you of that. So yeah, that's what happened to this job with Nora. And I thought I'll share it with you, not because it went badly, but it showed me how much calmer I can now be with dealing with difficult clients than I used to be. And maybe that for me is a real marker of professionalism. It's not how good you are when everything's easy, but it's really how steady you are when it's not easy, how calm you are. So if you ever take a job and you wonder why you said yes, here's a few things to remember. You don't need to fight. You don't need to justify yourself endlessly. You just need to stay steady, communicate clearly, trust your guts, trust your instincts. That's a great way to protect your business and to protect yourself. So, hey, thank you very much, everyone, for being part of the Window Pro podcast in 2025. A big shout out to all my guests this year, Mark Easton, Jono Bull, Brock Torning from Window Cleaning World. It was fun to interview Byron Guest, David Baker, Nathan Ursak, Mitch Lloyd. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone. But this has really been a great labour of love on my part. Thank you very much. Next year, we've got something pretty interesting. I'm going to do a series about women in the window cleaning industry. Women who've gone out, started businesses and become so successful, and how they are a great inspiration for all of us who are in the trade. In the meantime, enjoy your break at the end of 2025. See you in 2026. So thanks for listening today. If you're looking to free up your time and just run your business more efficiently, check out Squeegee app. It's the tool that I use every day to run my window cleaning business here in Australia, McRae's Window Cleaning. In the show description below, you'll find a discount code that will give you the first 12 months a discounted rate on using Squeegee app. So check it out, Squeegee app. It's the smarter way to run your window cleaning business.